All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are now going to work on brainstorming what is going to be inside of our silhouettes. So we are going to fill our silhouette with images, patterns, and text about our personality and talents. So we're going to use that first worksheet and that second worksheet together to fill up our heads. So using these three heads, we're going to brainstorm three different ways of organizing or putting together our heads. So we need to divide the head into at least 6 separate spaces. Each way needs to be different. So let's start off with this one. So you can do this kind of logically, where you can just kind of make them pie pieces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of more logical, kind of just straight. You could also kind of do them as kind of puzzle pieces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Or you could even have some of the puzzle pieces kind of going outside your head if you want things to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this one has 8, so I might have other things in these. So that's why it says at least 6. So you need at least 6 big sections. You can have more if you want. Now in these sections, you are going to fill at least 4 of those spaces with images. You're going to fill at least 2 of those spaces with patterns. So you need to pull out that other worksheet that we used previously and brainstorm and use which ones of those you're going to use. So pretty much the reason you're dividing this into 6 is that original worksheet, which I am trying to find right now, there it is, has all 6. So in other words, you want one of those spaces with each of these. So if I choose for the art one, if I like this image, that means I'm going with an image rather than a pattern. So for at least 4 of these, I've got to choose images, and at least 2 of these, I need to choose patterns. Now I could do something like do this and then do these as a background pattern in the same box. That's fine too. But, so if I choose, so then I need to say if I take this, and then I need to fill up that box with that symbol. Don't make it little in the corner. Make sure it can even go kind of outside of that space. Then somewhere in that space, I also need to do the name of that. So maybe, and play around with fonts. Don't just do this in your regular handwriting. So I've got art, I've got that. If I wanted to do a background pattern behind it, I could just divide, or I could just leave, because I have so little extra space, I could just leave the background as a color. Okay. So then I go to my next box, and maybe this one I do cooking, but I do a pattern. Maybe I start with the word since I'm doing a pattern. Maybe I do kind of cooking. Make that into... It doesn't have to be bubble or block. It can just be regular regular lined text. And then maybe behind it I do my pattern of pie plates. And apples. Kind of behind the apples. Remember, this is just a rough draft. I'm trying to figure out if I like how things look. I'm going to be making this way bigger on my final. So I need to go through at least 4 with images and at least 4 with patterns. Once you complete this worksheet, we're going to start putting everything together.